Hello and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. As a beautiful morning as we ride our little copper conveyor belt down towards the factory. There is much to do today. We are setting up hopefully a proper new location, as this base here is temporary. And what we're going to build next is probably going to be temporary as well until we build a giant factory. However, it will be better. It will be nicely laid out. And as such, if I can get on top of these things. Let me up the ladder there. There we go. I have laid out some platforms over there. Made myself a nice open area to work with. So let's go take a look at it. And I've also found sliding and slide jumping. My mechanics in this game are improving. But I have gone and laid out a giant work area for me to set up a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, it's so nicely laid out and humongous. Although probably people that have been playing this game before, they'd just be like, you think that is large? Then you haven't built a proper factory yet. Yeah, probably. But there is plenty of room here. I can extend it another few until I hit those poisonous gas clouds. And there is also some more room off to the sides for me to extend this out as needed as well. But, oh yeah, just look how quickly I can build this. That's one thing I do love about this game, the ability just to be like, oh yeah, that thing there, boom, gone. Oh yeah, but also that thing there, boom, built. It's so quick and easy. It's almost like they expect you to build and rebuild your factory over and over again. Which I think I'm going to end up having to do. So much space to work with for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this stuff as it is for now, because it is making us components that we can use to build our stuff over here. And we're going to start to divert some of these resources. These iron nodes, I have 8 of them in total, because there's 2 up there as well. I got the 2, is it 2 copper, or do I have more than that? I think it's just the 2 copper down there. And we're going to take all of those different nodes and belt them all up here, and I think belt them into here. And then I'm going to try to separate this out. So I'm going to try to do like a big line of smelteries that are all taking the different inputs. And then from the smelteries, I'm not sure if I want to just like say do it nicely balanced. So like, okay, this smeltery is going into this production, but essentially it's going to go from back here with inputs and then go across here until cargo containers and various outputs. And we're going to get all of the early game resources being built here. So along with that, I actually have some research as while running around and using a chainsaw to go and chop down a whole bunch of trees, I found some stuff, including whatever the hell this is. Press E to pick up Mercer Sphere. Whip? Work in progress? Is that what that means? I don't know what this is. A weird alien thing with impossibly smooth surface. Analyzing this will not give you anything. Okay. I guess that isn't anything yet. But I also found some various other resources, such as sulfur, some quartz, and caterium. So we need to do some research based on that stuff. And hopefully that research will give me lots of goodies. Whee! As I use my new crouch jump to get over all that stuff nice and quickly. So, Caterium. I have the Caterium. Start that research. And this stuff goes pretty quickly, so we'll be able to get this done very quick. Caterium completed. Choose another thing. Research finished.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
Nice. So now I need Caterium ingots, which is a cost of 50 of the ore. So I'm going to have to go find some more ore. But what about other things? I believe I have stuff to research structural analysis on alien organisms. Ooh, cool. A rebar gun. Oh, nice. What is this? Extra... Another hand slot. I don't really need that right now, but it would be nice to have. These are obviously things that I do not have the ability to make yet. And then, ooh, biomass from other organic bits. 5 inventory slots. Okay, I need to kill the spitter aliens and a bunch of wires. Wires is no issue, but I need to kill the spitter aliens. A medical inhaler. And we got, that's probably the ammunition here. Spiked rebars. Cool. What else can I research right now? I can do the color gun. Alright, that's going to take a few minutes. While that's doing, we've got a few other things we could do, but we'll come back to this, as I didn't know that would take that long. We'll drop off some of these resources here, as this is sort of my research bucket. Let's go grab a bit more stuff, refill my bio burners, and then start working on building that up, the new place. So just grab all that concrete, and I don't know if I need this many screws on me. I'll definitely take a couple more of those, and a couple more of those, because I need to run a whole bunch of tubes. Not tubes. I'm still thinking conveyor tubes. No, it's... They're... What are these things? Conveyor belts. Oh god. I'm too much into Space Engineers. We have a Logistics Mark II ready to launch. And what this will mean is that we have now
improved versions
Mark
of
II
conveyor
belts.
belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To
Which is
encourage additional
awesome.
verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Oh, but these need reinforced plates. So plates and screws. I guess I should automate that. Because I'm thinking what I could do is each one of these is 30 per minute. Once I get it powered up, of course. And the conveyor belts are 60 per minute. So 2 of these would be one Mark I belt. However, I could combine all 4 of them together into a Mark II belt. And then I just have to run one belt over to that area. One belt for, say, because there's 2 here for iron, 4 here and 2 there, so I have a total of 8. I could run all of these under what I say Mark I belts to a central location here, and then merge them into 2 Mark II belts, and then just send the 2 belts over to the new factory location, and then split them up once I get there. So that way I don't have to have like 8 different lines of Mark I belts all going in. But I think the first thing I need to do is set up some power infrastructure over there. And, oh man, there was one mod I was looking at that I'm actually really tempted to put into this already, even though I've just started, is the fact that it has a, what was it here? Biomass burner. And it has it as automated, so you can feed stuff into it. That would be so nice right now, because I can easily automate the construction of my fuel rods that I'm using. I just need the biomass to be automatically placed into the burners, because it is kind of annoying to go and do that manually. So I believe what I'll do is I'll extend this out a little bit this way. Sort of the edge of this rock in this corner of the base is going to be where all my biomass is. And this will be a walkway, so I can move back and forth because, you know, I can squeeze by this rock here. And it has the ramp associated with it. And then I just need one little setup here. I need a storage container that is outputting to the back, like so. Yeah, right here is good. Then a constructor. Oh, where can I put this constructor? I'll align it on its own thing here. And then I'll flip another constructor around. And then I'll place another storage container right here, centered on its own thing. I think this will look fine. I might want to maybe jog this storage container a little bit further back. Outputs into the back, please. Very good. Wait, where is this thing centered? Are these actually centered on this? Yes, they are. Ah, I fell off my thing. No. There's no safety rails. I must fix that in the future. And can't I think I can build things from up here, can't I? Because then I can see a bird's eye view of the base. I can build things from up here. This would be useful. Nice. So the idea being is this little section here is going to build all of my fuel. And it'll just be that I put as much biomass that I want into this thing here, and then it will build it out. God damn it. I keep falling off my base. There's not enough space here. I should just make this a little bit longer then. This whole thing can be another platform out. And then I can slide this back a little bit and center it up on this square here, as with everything else. Ah, so easy to mass disassemble things. Okay. There. Constructor. Here. And then another storage container. Here? Or is that off? Oh, it's off. I will get used to lining things up. There. Okay, so now I can go belt to there. And what's a good 90 degree? It needs to be one click back, eh? Okay. Come on. One thing further back. So like there. And then I can get a nice 90 degree turn to there. And then 90 degree turn into there. So I'll put as much wood as I want into this thing. Then it'll come into here, and we'll do recipe. We'll do a biomass of wood. And then it'll come into here and do solid biofuel from the biomass. And then it'll output to this storage container here. And then I'll have, essentially, all of my wood being all made up. And wonderful. So then I don't have to worry about dealing with that constantly. And oh, it's so... It is quite nice, actually, to build on these platforms. Everything snaps in so wonderfully. Like, look at this. It just automatically snaps to the middle of it. Oh, baby. Excellent. And then from here, I'll have just all my biomass, all my biofuel, that is, being stockpiled. And then this section will be for all of my burners. But I'll have to, of course, manually do the burners, which is annoying, but I'll just have to cope with that. You, that's one of those spitters. Oh, I don't think he sees me, and he doesn't like me, that's for sure. So I can do biomass burner, and I think we can just set up a bunch of them in here. Sort of like a U of biomass burners, which can definitely be expanded on in the future. So 3 burners there, and I'll leave a walkway in between, and I'll put a burner on here. Oh, look how nicely it snaps, so it's all aligned. Wonderful. So then I'll have 6 biomass burners, and I'll put my power pole, connecting them up right here in the middle of each one. Connect 2 to each, and then on to the next, like that. Oh, come on, why are you not connecting up? There you go. And then from there, I can send this line out to be connected up to a distribution pole, which I'll put right here. And then I have power for this area, and I can send that out however I wish. Then if I want to, I can just repeat this right over here. And it shall be lickety-split to set up, as long as that guy doesn't throw any bad stuff my way. So let me just plop some down here. 1, 2, and 3. And then rotate this guy back. 1. He's not aligned. Oh, there we go. And 3. And then do the same with the power poles. Oh, yeah. I am getting organized. Oh, man, baby. This already is looking so much better than before. I get the fact that I've already got all this stuff organized. Yes! Oh, yes! Okay. So, assuming that I'm going to have resources coming in, let's say right here. This is where we're going to have resources coming in. I think what I kind of want to do is have storage buffers. Like, do I need that in my bases? I know if I set things up and do it so that everything is flowing appropriate to the amount of resources they need, I don't need to do that. But I wonder, could I just have a storage container and have that as my input with a whole bunch of different iron lines coming in, and then that's the important part. I don't know. For now, I think I'm just going to do is I know that this will be the sort of the entry spot for all of my resources. So no matter what, we're going to put conveyor poles down here, and we'll separate them out a little bit here as these where they will come in. And now we just have to run the lines over to here from the various places. So we should have tons of stuff to move over here. And what I might need to do is get that power. Can this can connect up. It's invalid aim connection. Yeah. I think what I should do is get this old base running off the new base's power. And then once I have that functioning, I can start redirecting some of the stuff. Okay. So let's go and grab all of the spare biofuel that I have, which I do have a bit here, several hundred that I have stockpiled up. These guys are burning their way through it, but that is fine. You've all got 124. So I'll go get, I think, one of the sections online. I don't need all of them online yet, because I'm running off of 3. So if I just fuel 3 and connect this old system, the old system up to the new power, it should be good. Nice. So we're getting lots of fuel here. We have 90 megawatts of capacity. Now, I wonder, this is something I don't know about the game, and I'll have to research, so I'll have figured this out by the time you guys see this. This isn't using up its thing. It's fuel here. Does it only use the fuel proportionally to the amount of power I'm sucking out of the system? So I actually don't have to worry about losing fuel if I have just everything on? Or do I have to be like, oh, once it starts burning something, it's going to use it up no matter what in a certain amount of time, sort of thing? Because it says it's going to take 15 seconds, but it hasn't used anything yet. I don't know. But I'll have to figure that out. But we do have 3 power fully on here. So we can run another pole here. I'm not sure how to... Oh, actually, I do know how far I want to take that pole. I want to take a pole to go to these guys. So we put a power pole right here. And we'll connect that up to that line. And then off of this, we'll get power to these things. And then we'll continue moving the power poles along. As we go there. Just because I can. What is that? Every... Is that consistent? That's every 2. Okay, let's just do that. So every 2 will mean there. And then here. And can I get this to connect up to a line over there? I can. Okay. So the new base is now powering the old base. I just have to go over there and disconnect that stuff. Yeah, lots of capacity. Excellent. So let's go disconnect and disassemble some of the stuff we have over here, because we no longer need you. Or you. And we can get rid of you. We should be starting to pick up some of the stuff that's in these guys' inventories. As we have the constructor on that side ready to build new biomass for us. And everything's still functioning because we're running off the new base. And this power pole is not needed anymore. Oh, that feels almost liberating to get that cleaned out. Oh, the first piece has been moved into the new base. So let's go and get all of that fuel over here and placed in the container so that I have got it nice and safe. So for here, we'll set this instead of wood because I don't have much wood right now. Actually, I have a decent amount of wood. That's fine. We can run it off wood. But we're also going to put down that personal storage box right here, because we do have excess stuff, namely the leaves. So then that's going to make the biomass, and then we can throw some biomass in here, and that's going to make biofuel, and that biofuel will get pumped out into here. And these guys are working away. And they're nicely fueled up. And then the biofuel I can just leave here. I'll keep a little bit on me to run my saw, but that's it. And I got a whole bunch of spare biofuel, and it's all being made up, and it's all right beside where I'm going to need it for the power. Victory number 1. Now, something I saw online was a person doing like these nice little compact designs for various like resources, like doing the wire sort of design, because wire is getting ingots of 15 per minute. You want 1 input to every 2 to make the wire, and then you combine them and merge them up, and then you get wire. So I'm thinking I kind of want to repeat what I did over here over there as well. This is completely imbalanced, probably because it's actually full. But this needs 60 per minute. These are putting out 30 per minute each, so they're actually fine. It's just the fact that it's all full. But I'm going to leave this as it is. We're going to go over to the copper, and we are going to run that first, as I think it'll be a little bit easier. As I want to... oh, do I have the space for this? Yeah, I probably do. I want to run the raw materials over instead of the refineries. Instead of like the ingots. I want to do all my processing over there. So I'll just let this conveyor belt empty, and this is a good opportunity for me to merge a conveyor, because I can do this with Mark 1s, because they're 60, where these are coming out at 30 each, right? Yeah, 30 per minute. We'll just fill them up here, because I don't want this stuff in my inventory. There we go. And also, if I need to, like, I could just get rid of that. Don't need it. Okay, so let's run a conveyor merger for these. Let's do that. Where is this going to go eventually? It's going to go up this little ramp here. So you guys can get out of the way now. We'll keep this power line coming down, because that's fine. But we'll do the... Actually, we'll redo all of this, and we'll put down some platforms. Because why not? We have the ability to build platforms now, so let's build foundations. I'm using the real thick foundations around the base, so that a lot of the rocks and stuff in the ground are getting covered up by the foundation. But I think I'll just use a thinner foundation here. But I'm not sure. I believe you can put a foundation right on the... I believe I can put a foundation down like this, right? And I can still place a miner on top. Yes, I can. And doesn't align perfectly with the foundation. But can then I... Or does it? It's somewhat centered. Can I then remove the foundations underneath it and reposition them? Let's see. Let me just remove that again. It'd be kind of nice if when you had a foundation, it sort of snapped to the resource node there. But this is fine. I'll just make myself a tower so I can do this from above. God, I love the ability to just do that. Just be like, yeah, I'm just going to build myself a tower. Just so I can go up here and see this from up high. So we'll try to center it there. And see how that is. Going over to that one. Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So then we'll put down a miner on that one and a miner there. We'll extend out these foundations on either side here just a little bit. Oh, it's actually getting nice and clean. And add some foundations up front. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that because this thing's in the way. But the majority of the foundations are in place, so I can get rid of this. And then take fall damage. Ow. Well, that's life. Then I can put a merger somewhere along here. Merger. I'll put it right in line with this thing. And have it exporting out that direction. And then run the Mark 1s into it. Be aligned with this. Oh no, it's going to be slightly wiggly. Oh well, I'll just have to cope with it. It's not perfectly straight. No, must change. Must be perfect. $90°. There you go. This is a little wiggly here, but then this is nice and straight into it. Oh, that makes me feel a lot better. And then I can put down a power pole right there on the corners. Oh, doesn't that look tasty? And then connect it up to the power line up there. Boom! We're back in business. And this is nicely cleaned up, and it's so beautiful now. And now we're making more copper ore. Fill that up. And fill that up. There we go. At least that gets the copper ore out of my inventory without having to delete it. So then the merger will need to run the conveyor belt. And this will just go up this hill here. To there. And up we go. Until we get a, this is as long as you can make this conveyor. And then keep on snaking it up. Heading on through those. Up until we get to one of the inputs that we want. Oh, there is the first piece of ore coming into our base. Although I could. This better aligns with this one, right? Or I could come back from here. Ooh, if I go that way, it's gonna be that direction. That's not good. What I may need to do is have this jump up so it is going to be aligned with this one. So right here. Let me by the tree. You're in the way. Okay. So now, right there. We align ourselves with that. Right around here is where we want our pole. And then I can just connect to that pole. There we go. And now the copper will come neatly onto that belt. Excellent! And then it's available for me to run into whatever copper building structure I want here. So I'll probably want to split it from here and get 2 stacks of 30 going out again. This stack will just come to here for now. And this stack will come out to here for now. And then we'll do 2 different setups here. So, I'm thinking we can do a easy smelter. There, or center it on this thing. What is it? How do these things center anyway? Put a smeltery there. Because that will handle 1 load of it. Oh, I could actually reorient this. I could have these 2 smelteries over here, facing that direction. 1 smeltery there, and another smeltery here. Having these conveyor belts heading on in. You making this 90-degree turn. Is that 90 degrees? No, it's not. Must fix it so it is 90 degrees. Now that I've got kind of these, oh, but it's not centered, is it? Am I not centered on this one? I'm not centered on this one. Or, am I even centered on this one? I think that one's fine. This one isn't. I'm gonna get so picky when it comes to this base. I'm gonna let my OCD, not true OCD, but just sort of like what everyone calls OCD. You know, just the fact that I like things neat. I just let it take over. No. Wrong position. 1 more there. 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 Okay, now that's clean. So this will be copper ingot. We'll give it some of the ore, because it picks them up. That'll be copper ingots. So that ore should move in, right? Connect that stuff to a nice power pole. Then from there, we'll continue, I guess, running power poles back. Might just do this one every thing. Oh my god, I'm loving this. Just keep running power poles just because I can. Again, do sort of like an every 2 thing. Because then that gives me lots of power poles to branch off of. And those are active. Wonderful. Then we're going to have our 2 lines coming out from here. This one will come to here. And then make a 90 turn. And come that way. This one will come to here. And make a 90 turn. Come to there. And then these are ready to go into a pair of copper lines. Of the first one is going to just be easy. This one will double back. It'll turn 180 here. And it's going to head back this direction because there is not the space here. This one is going to come a little bit further Well, we're going to fall off. Because, you know, that's what I do. But it's going to come a little bit further, and it's going to get split. Because we're getting 30 ingots per minute. We're going to split it in two. Actually, I'll just extend the platform here. That will make life easier. There we go. So right here, it can get split in two. So I'll put a splitter right down here. That'll go into the splitter. Then we'll have a pair of constructors lined up against the splitter here. One constructor and two constructor. These two constructors will be making copper sheets. Oh, I have a new thing to make. Well, this will be on wire. 30 parts per minute. It needs 15 input. So 2 onto wire. And this should be plenty of wire. For just pure wire. So that's going to give me 2 lines of 30 wire per minute that I can work with. And I'll plop down another power pole. Can I fit one in right there? Oh, damn it. I need to sneak one in here somewhere. I'll plop it right there. I'll connect it back to this thing. Excellent. Alright. Majority of copper production has been moved over. And I should check my my fuel here, as this this episode is coming to a close here soon, and we are burning through our fuel like madmen here. So much biomass to rip through, but we have plenty of capacity, as I believe all the old copper production over there should be all, yeah, it's all yellow lights, so it's probably all shut down. So that's fine. They're not running anymore. And I can see here we're still on wood. I have a tiny bit of wood remaining, but I mainly have some leaves, and other than that, I need to go and do things manually. I need to cut down some trees. I need to do some real deforestation. Like prior, I just pulled a bunch of leaves off of things. Now I need to actually deforest the entire bloody world. But that is the first step to moving my base over to the new platform. Beyond that, we need to continue doing this stuff. I might as well get this done. I can just do this right now. I got plenty of stuff. I just need to go grab some more concrete, which should be making like crazy. Yeah, I got lots of concrete. Just take it all. I need it. Need it for building. Concrete! Launch! And I got the milestone done.
You have been given early access to the Anti-Waste Effort for Stress Testing of Materials on Exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Interesting. So we'll have more
new equipment unlocked.
Stuff there. We also got the new equipment. We got the paint gun. And we'll just do a couple little bits of research here that are just take a few seconds. Analysis of quartz is complete. And we'll do the analysis of sulfur. And what we got here? Black powder. Ooh. Ooh. Coal. Interesting. So it looks like I need to go and do a whole bunch of searching for these rare resources. Along with, I need to continue working on these milestones. I've got one more milestone here left until I'm out of stuff to do. And then I have to build what the space elevator needs. So, the main goal next is to move the rest of this infrastructure over to the new platform, get it all online there. Once it's all there and organized and online, I can then make the production line to do whatever these are, smart platings, which I basically just need to do several assemblers in a production line. And then I should be good. Everything will be amazing. But that is going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Good hunting out there, fellow pioneers.